Hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. We have now come to the last part of this three-part series that talks about some of the limited edition Hermes handbags, mainly the Birkins and Kellys. But before we get into the handbags, please do subscribe to this channel because your support really means a lot. First up is this tricolor Kelly that was made in 1989. It may look like any other ordinary tricolor Kelly that Hermes has produced, but this one is a very special piece because it was made in line with the bicentennial anniversary of the French Revolution that was celebrated on that same year. As you can see, the colors used for this Kelly bag exhibits the colors present on the French flag, and is completed with gold hardware. This special edition Kelly embodies so much French symbolism and should definitely be a part of any great Hermes bag collection. Next we have the calligraphy handbags that were part of the letter collection that were introduced in the 2018 Resort collection of Hermes. Each of these handbags carry a single letter that took reference from an archival Art Deco alphabet that was made in 1930 by a draftswoman who worked for Hermes, and created over 60 sketches that remained with the brand, including the alphabet for this collection. The letters are formed by seamlessly putting altogether different leathers and in multiple colors to create bold letter detailing. These bags that were released can also be obtained in a range of different colorways, and each carried a letter that when put all together, will form to spell out the word Hermes. But other than these 5 letters, VIP clients are actually given the opportunity to have a special order Kelly that carries any letter that they want, not only within those 5 letters that were released. These Kelly bags are now highly sought after by collectors, especially those who are up for the chase, and how amazing it would be if a collector were to own all of these 6 bags, because not only will these spell the iconic brand, but the design on these calligraphy handbags is also an homage to an incredible archival work that was done by a woman. We also have the Kelly Amazon, which was introduced by Hermes in 2010. This bag features a design that was printed called the couverture et tenue de jour by artist Jacques Edel, and this print was first popularly known to be seen on Hermes scarves in 1974. The print was later introduced to the canvas and was then used to create this Kelly Amazon, and this iconic horse print has been seen on 2 colorways so far, one in red and another one in brown canvas versions. This limited edition piece came with thick canvas strap, which is different from the usual classic thin leather ones, but the canvas strap is actually more suitable to this casual but certainly very special and limited edition Amazon Kelly bag, and is equally desired by collectors because of its nods to the brand's classics. Jeannie Pacquiao, who is a Filipina businesswoman and wife of the famous Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao, is seen to own the Kelly Amazon with the couverture et tenue de jour print, in red canvas version. Also on this list is the Valinka leather, which is originally made from calf, reindeer, and occasionally from horse hides, is known to be waterproof, all thanks to the meticulous leather processing that enabled this material to withstand 250 years underwater. This Russian leather that looked like Epsom leather was discovered in 1973 when researchers found the wreckage of the Danish ship Meta Katharina, which sank off the coast of Devonshire, United Kingdom in 1786. The rolls of this leather were found to be completely preserved, thus cementing its reputation as both durable and waterproof. Hermes was able to acquire several pieces of this leather in 1990, and in 2011, Hermes tasked a group of experts to study and revive the process of making the Valinka leather, and after 6 years, they were able to recreate this legendary leather that has a very distinctive smoky and woody aroma, and is now being made into a Kelly and a few other Hermes bags. We also have this Troika pony hair material that's only being used on very few Hermes handbags worldwide. This material came from an unborn male calf and is very distinctive with the presence of the calf hair, which I think this material is meticulously selected because of the symmetrical strokes of the hair that runs down the bag. This material is used in combination with Hermes smooth leathers, and is also rendered into different prints such as zebra and leopard patterns that give a more exotic look to the calf hairs. And because the bags that exhibits this type of material was only released in limited quantities and on a few select Hermes handbags, the Troika handbags are extremely appealing for collectors not only for its rarity but also for its unusual yet wonderful aesthetic. This material in the hack style of Hermes bag in size 32 is part of the impressive collection of Small Laude, who is a well-known Filipina socialite and a social media personality. Next we have these leather handbags with metallic bronze and silver finish. These handbags were inspired by the 24 Faubourg windows by Leila Manchari, who served as the creative mind behind those window decorations for Hermes from 1978 until 2013. A lot of the pieces used for the windows were only intended for display and not for sale, until in 2005 when Hermes released a VIP exclusive offering called the Moon d'Or collection, and these metallic leather handbags were part of it. It is said that these items were extremely fragile due to the intense leather treatment being made to achieve the metallic effect on chèvre Mazur skin. And you might already think that these metallic bronze and silver handbags were already so special, but Hermes actually made a Birkin that combines these two delicate leather finishes, in which according to a Sotheby's article in October of 2022, is the most expensive leather Birkin being sold for an excess of $136,000. The exclusive release of these handbags was also topped off with extremely small quantities, the reason why these delicate handbags are now highly sought after by collectors. We also have this design element on the list, which was introduced in the 2013 Spring-Summer collection. Hermes produced a design to reimagine the classics called the flag, that took inspiration from maritime luggage tags of sea voyagers that traverse the Atlantic Ocean. Although this design is seen in both on the Birkin and the Kelly, the flag motif is made more special for the Kelly because this design is also rendered entirely in leather. The flag series is simply recognized by having a contrasting vertical panel that runs at the front body of the bag, and is also seen in different colorways. This simple design addition might fascinate those who wanted a little more spice to the classic without doing too much, but unfortunately, the flag series has been discontinued by Hermes. Also on the list is the Club Birkin, which exhibits some similarities with the flag design element that was mentioned earlier, but on this one however, is done exclusively on the Birkins. It has the distinct color-blocking design that is executed in either leather or crinoline vertical panel that runs through the front body of the Birkin, and is accentuated with two smaller lizard leather strips to adorn the sides. This Birkin reinterpretation was introduced in 2012, which is meant to give a sporting life aesthetic to the classic silhouette, hence the name Birkin Club. This is also an ideal handbag to collect, especially to those who prefer their Birkins to have just a subtle accents of exotics. Of course, the Hermes Gillies handbags had to be included on this list, which were first seen in the 2012 Fall-Winter collection. Pierre Hardy, who is known as the creative head for the brand's fine jewelry, had a collaboration with the Hermes handbag designers to produce a bag that is inspired from a men's Scottish dress shoe called the Gillies. The Gillies shoes are characterized by having perforated design called broguing, which is meant to help the footwear to dry faster after being worn in wet and muddy areas. The Gillies handbags were made in limited quantities and in select colorways, and is a lot more expensive than the classic versions due to its additional perforated detailing all over the bags. These, alongside the fact that the Gillies bags are now being discontinued, just added to the high desirability over these handbags. Filipina actress and fashion icon Heart Evangelista is known to have a huge Hermes collection, which includes this Birkin Gillies, and another one is a Kelly Gillies in the Violine colorway. And you can watch her massive Hermes collection video by clicking this link above. And you might thought that the Gillies handbags are already delightful to the eyes, until Hermes introduced a more desirable version and the ultimate combination of the brand's exotic leathers called the Grand Mariage, which was released in 2013 also in limited quantities. The ostrich leather alongside the monitor lizard and alligator skins all adorn the Grand Mariage handbags, all thanks to the Gillies design element that made the union of these highly prized Hermes exotic leathers possible. These handbags sit atop alongside the likes of the Himalayan handbags as the most desired and holy grail handbags for Hermes collectors. Also part of Jean-Key Pacquiao's massive Hermes bag collection is this Kelly Grand Mariage. However, hers is in the leather combination that is quite similar to the Birkin that you see on the side. Also included are these bags that are classified as special edition Kellys, which took inspiration from the world of sport, particularly equestrian. These bags were released in the 2017 Fall-Winter collection, and each of the 3 bags were named to correspond to the 3 paces of the horse, which is the step, the trot, and the gallop. These 3 Kellys are distinguished by their colorful pattern on their top handles. The Kelly Opa, which symbolizes the step pace, is identified by having 3 stripes on their top handle, which is a thick middle band accompanied by 2 thin outer bands, and is meant to reflect the softness of the pace. On the other hand, the Kelly Outro, which symbolizes the trot pace, is distinguished by its striped pattern for the handles, imitating the steady rhythm of the pace. And lastly, the Kelly U Gallop, which symbolized the gallop pace, is recognizable through its handle that feature a zigzag pattern to represent the speed of this pace. These handles that display different colors reportedly took 4 times longer to make, compared to the regular Kelly handle. These 3 Kelly Cheval are direct reference to the brand's iconic equestrian roots, which make them fun collectibles for those dedicated Hermes fanatic. We also have this Natura Verceladone exotic leather handbags, which became the first link to the Hermes Himalayan. It is characterized by its brown coloration on the sides and had a color degradation to a lighter green tones towards the center. The Natura Verceladone was first produced in 1994 and had the final examples released in 2008, the same year that the Himalayan handbags were made and introduced exclusively for the brand's top collectors. Aside from the coloration, another distinctive difference of the Verceladone from the Himalayan version is its glossy finish, which I prefer better over the commonly matte Himalayan, as well as its cellular structure compared to the latter, which is a ratoune. This design is reportedly only used specifically for the Kelly bag, which also adds to its prestige and desirability. Next we have the Birkin Rock bag, which made its first runway appearance at the 2022 menswear Fall-Winter collection. Although the rock bag that went on the runway was a hack, this new design was also seen on size 25 Birkin. For those who did not know, a hack is not a Birkin, although they look similar, but the distinguishing feature of the hack is that it has an elongated body and has shorter handles, as it is intended to be carried by hand. The rock bag has a very utilitarian feel to it, which makes this a perfect choice for men, and to those who prefer a more androgynous and rather cool version of the Hermes classic. Also had to be included in this list is the Kelly Flat, which was also designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier as part of the brand's 2007 Spring-Summer lineup. This unique twist to the classic Kelly is intended to be collapsed, hence its name Flat, and also features a belt and buckle closure in replacement to the usual sangles and turnlock. I think that this Kelly Flat was made in the lesser-known third structure of the Kelly called the Celebs Mou, which is characterized by having the same pointed-out edges as the Celebs, but unlike the latter, Celebs Mou is actually softer, the reason why this Kelly Flat is collapsible regardless of its Celebs-looking structure. This rather unique take to the classic is quite surprising, as it is like a departure to the Kelly but still embodies the Kelly design codes, the same reason why this flat version is a collector-worthy item. Next on the list is this duo called the Sunrise and Sunset Rainbow Birkins. First introduced in 2020, the Sunrise Rainbow is crafted in Epsom leather and displays curved panel of colors, namely the lime, rose confetti, turbatu, and sesame, which created a colorful display that is meant to symbolize the sunrise. The Sunset Rainbow, on the other hand, is meant to symbolize the sunset, as its name suggests, also displays curved horizontal panels of colorful Epsom leathers called apricot, blue agate, magnolia, and rouge cassac. These Birkins were made in the Celebs structure, which was just recently introduced by the brand. The Sunrise and Sunset Rainbow Birkins has been extremely popular since its introduction, however, these bags are extremely hard to find. One of the most popular celebrities to acquire this highly coveted design is American rapper Cardi B, who managed to have both the sunrise and sunset rainbow Birkins in her impressive and ever-growing Hermes bag collection. Also, another limited release of Hermes is the Birkin fringe, which features a panel of colorful leather fringe on the face of the bag. This Birkin reinterpretation is said to only be made by client request, which means that every Birkin fringe has the special HSS or the horseshoe stamp beside the bag's brand logo. Through this special order service, clients will be given the liberty to select a few color combinations of their choice, to be used in creating this fringe bag. This has already been a desirable Birkin for collectors, and then Hermes later introduced another version of the fringe Birkin during the 2023 Fall-Winter runway show. This Birkin is seen to be made in the newer Celebs structure, and its fringes are placed like they are hanging on the sides, which is seemingly looped to further secure the structure. With that said, this playful take to the classic Hermes piece is certainly ranked high among the must-haves for Hermes collectors. Next, we have these reimagined handbags as high jewelry pieces, which further elevated these holy grails as the truly valuable ones. The Birkin sac bijou was first introduced in 2012 and was designed by Pierre Hardy, who is the creative head of Hermes Fine Jewelry. This Birkin is smaller than the standard-sized classic, because this bag is made to be worn as a bracelet, and is crafted entirely of rose gold with a flap that bears a motif similar to a crocodile skin, and the rest of the bag is embellished with 2,712 pieces of diamonds. Aside from rose gold, there has been reports that only 3 yellow gold versions were made, and a sighting of a white gold version as well. The rose gold Birkin, which was released in 2012, had a price tag of a whopping $2 million, was followed up with the release of the reimagined and equally classic Kelly, which sold for $2 million. The Kelly sac bijou also had a crocodile-like motif that adorns the body, and the rest of the bag is covered in high-quality diamonds. This, to me, is the ultimate Birkin and Kelly bag to own, and the most precious of them all. We also have this one-of-a-kind piece, which is truly a delight for Hermes collectors. This is a classic Kelly bag in the Celebs structure and is made in sable butler leather. Everything looks pretty good and all, but what made this bag truly exceptional is the hardware on the sangles that appear to be laminated between the leathers, as well as on the base hardware of its turnlock closure. This is probably the only or one of the very few Hermes Kelly in existence to have this type of characteristic, and of course any true Hermes collector would definitely appreciate its uniqueness and collectability and should consider this to be a part of their Hermes collection. Next on the list is the Kelly handbag with heavily embellished metallic studs, which made its runway debut during the 2010 Fall-Winter collection that took inspiration from the 60s British TV series called The Avengers. This Kelly bag was designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and is covered with metallic studs on the front of the Kelly bag, as well as the back and the flap, which exudes a very funky and edgy vibe to the classic Kelly, especially because of the contrast of the silver studs and the black leather base. With that said, this exceptional Kelly has to be a standout piece in any Hermes collection. We also have this bag right here, which is a special order Birkin that was probably crafted for a very special client in 2005, and it features an embroidered silk kimono panel in the front and at the back, in combination with its bright green leather. I think this bag is the only one being made in this particular color that features Japanese art, which is quite unsurprising because Hermes also creates very special one-of-a-kind bags only for their most valuable clients. There has been another one found, but on this version is made in combination with the brown leather. So to own a one-of-a-kind piece like this Birkin with silk kimono motif is truly a dream come true, especially for the brand's most valuable clients. We also have the Kelly wood bags, which is a first for Hermes in terms of size and material, because this Kelly is made in size 22 and is crafted in wood, which is a new one for their bags. There have been 2 designs of the Kelly wood, and the first one is the Perspective Cavalier, which featured patterns that required 6 types of leathers, 11 different colors, for a total of 60 pieces to form a Bauhaus design called the Perspective Cavalier. This was created by the art collective Anamorphy, which used the Larme inlay technique on bog oak to achieve this beautiful outcome. Another Kelly wood is this one right here, which is created in collaboration with the cabinet maker called Arca, and this bag features aluminum metal pattern inlay work over the bog oak, that is later sanded to create a smooth and seamless texture when you run your hands over its surface. The Kellywood series proved the brand's mastery in material innovation and producing unique pieces with intense appreciation to art and style. These bags are produced in extremely small quantities and are among the rarest collectible Hermes bags right now. Next we have this Kelly right here, which was introduced as a part of the brand's 2005 collection under the creative head of Jean-Paul Gaultier. Commonly known as the Kelly Teddy, this Kelly shearling is crafted entirely of suede, combined with some lush shearling trimming made from sheepskin wool, that runs around all the sides and edges of the bag. This Kelly Teddy is also accentuated with some smooth leather parts, which made a perfect combination of both classic and cozy vibe to the Kelly, which also seemed like this Kelly is made for the cold seasons. This rather unique aesthetic in combination with its very limited release, made this Kelly Teddy a must-have for serious Hermes collectors. Of course, this Kelly is one of the most exclusive and desirable bags Hermes has ever made, so it deserved to be on this list. It is the Kelly with feather embellishments made in collaboration with the Maison Lemery, which is a well-known French haute couture feather métier that was founded in 1880. Each of the feathers are carefully selected and is placed painstakingly by hand into the bags to create a wonderful panel, which came from different avian species such as rooster, peacock, rock pigeon, and others. All of these Kelly bags with feather motifs are highly sought after, but there are two feather Kellys that stood out to be the most desirable versions. One is this Kelly with different types of feathers that was expertly trimmed to create a patchwork on the body of this bag. Introduced in 2010, this Kelly feather mosaic just embodies the impeccable craftsmanship in creating this truly magnificent piece. And the other one is this incredibly beautiful merge of the So Black Kelly and feathers. Also introduced in 2010, this very special version bag is truly a work of art because not only it is a So Black Kelly, which is already considered to be highly sought after on its own, but the presence of the black feathers that cascades down its body just made this bag even more special. These bags are certainly ranked among the most sought after Hermes bags to look out for. And you might have not known about this, but Hermes actually crafted a Kelly bag made out of whale skin. This Kelly is incredibly rare, primarily because of the leather being used to create this bag, which is very unheard of. The whale leather has some distinctively huge porous appearance, which may not be everyone's cup of tea, but nevertheless, this bag is truly special on its own because of its unique but very disturbing type of leather, that every serious Hermes collectors might have the guts to dive into the chase, just to acquire this very special Kelly. This next bag is probably one of the most collectible Kelly bag that has ever come out of Hermes. This is the Kelly Petit H, which is a part of the brand's Petit H collection, and its workshop makes use of leftover pieces to create some so-called unidentified poetic objects, and this Kelly is one of them. Designed by French artist of the Petit H workshop named Christian Astigovier, this bag has 5 huge feet made of crocodile skin, in replacement to the usual metal feet, which sort of explores the creative possibilities that can be done around the Hermes classic. This Kelly Petit H is a one-of-a-kind piece, which adds to its prestige as a truly desirable collector's item. And that's it for our series of limited edition Hermes bags, mostly the Birkins and Kellys. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know which of the bags surprised you by leaving your comments down below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click that subscribe button. And until next time, bye bye.